my timer. Okay,
Yep,
but
I'm going to give
I
you
know I
10.
have you. You know that I don't manage with the time, but I guess I will. Okay, I think it was the perfect coincidence that we had Mrs. Ferreira Myers before, because she gave, in a way, a very nice introduction for my talk as well. Basically here, I'm not to rediscover America. I just want you to have a realization. I'm going to pinpoint some things that we already know, we are aware that are happening, but I'm not sure we realize how much these affect the everyday life of a teacher and how much they affect education in general. Of course, they will be from the perspective of the publisher. I feel blessed that we're going to see this today, not because I want to sell you any books, but because of this position, I talk with many, many teachers every day. So I do have an idea of how things work, how much they are frustrated. Some of them, they really get by with their teaching, and how many of them, they really thrive. So it's interesting, to see this global perspective of publishing, and I would say teaching during the pandemic. These statistics come from the European data portal, and they are very recent. Actually, they were published on the 8th of August of 2020. And as you can see right now, this map depicts the amount of schools that are closed right now, and the amount of students that are out of school, the amount of countries that have closed schools right now. We are talking about 133 different countries that the schools are totally closed, and of course another interesting number is the 50 countries, the ones that they are in yellow, that they are open with limitations, and of course these include Europe. Now, the shocking number for me is this one, that the number of students in countries with fully closed schools, we are talking about 1,130 million students who right now they do not attend school. And partially I can confirm this number because I'm talking with these people. The whole Latin America is in a closed down, Russia, Africa as well. So this is a very big number. And if you're asking me, this is, I'm not a statistics expert and I'm not a sociologist, but I think the message of this map is very clear. And it tells us that remote learning, distant learning, blended learning is here to stay. Because I cannot see how this map will get green, which means back into normality, very, very soon. So as Mrs. Ferreira Myers said before, let's, stick to what we have right now. I think this is going to be for a pretty long time. And I think this is a unique opportunity to start seeing blended learning, online learning as part of our everyday lives, because I guess this is going to continue for a long period of time. I wish I could define how much. I'm not saying that we are not going to get back to normality. All I'm saying that it will take some time. So I said before that I'm talking a lot with teachers, and through these interactions, sometimes this is like even a psychotherapy thing, because many teachers are worried about this situation. I came across three types of teachers. The mentors, the ones who had already been using technology and can now become mentors for the rest of the teaching community. And I'm very blessed and happy that I have many good friends like Russell Stannard, Sophia Mavridi. I've been following Nick Peachy a lot, Ron Moraine as well, and so many others that I cannot cite right now. They simply have been forward and they are showing the way, indicating, recommending, and sharing a lot of precious information. I dare say that even though since March I have delivered, I don't know how daily, everyday classes and so many other webinars, I belong to category B. And I think the majority of us are the ones who didn't use it at all, but dived into deep water and realized that it's manageable. I think this should be the motto of the teachers during the pandemic, that it can be done. It's super doable. And this is what I try to convince these teachers during these conversations that we have. And of course, there are still the ones who didn't use it. They are still reluctant. They are still skeptical. They are running out of reaction time, I think, because I said before, this is here to stay. These people, these teachers, I think they should face the beast, or maybe the beast will eat them, even though it sounds a little bit harsh. Now, how can publishers help, and how, what we do as Express Publishing, and I'm sure many of other publishers do the same. I'm going to speak straight from experience. First of all, the first 3 points that you can see on the slide: interactive whiteboard software for teachers. For me, this so far has been the most effective method of blended learning. In what sense? In many classes that, of course, the books cannot go because of the pandemic, the books are being purchased beforehand by the school or by the parents. They remain somewhere at some warehouse, and the teachers and the students receive the digital codes, the codes for the digital product. So by using the interactive whiteboard software and by having the printed version of the book in some of the cases, so far from the feedback I've been receiving, this is the most effective lesson I have seen. The teacher uses the complete form of the software, the students have the books, and this is a very nice interaction. The iBooks for students can be perfect for asynchronous learning because they have the complete book in front of their screens. And of course, those of you who are advocates of the learning management system platforms, now it's your time. I think, again, these 3 basic solutions can be very comprehensive, can be very holistic, and this is exactly why I would highly recommend them. I'm a great fan of Quizlet, of Kahoot, of Padlet, of WordWords, so many other different applications, but I'm not sure whether you can offer a complete course based entirely on these applications. I would definitely use them, like you can see here, combined with video or other resources for spicing up my lesson or delivering specific sessions focusing on specific learning objectives. Video is great and is thriving now with the digital remote learning. And of course, flipped classroom activities, what the publishers can do is simply integrate them into their already existing programs. I mean, this idea of integrating different applications and different activities, it sounds like me bringing in, so many photocopies during the classroom from various sources, which is fine. It's perfect. Is that sometimes it might not be as effective if they're not integrated with the rest of the lesson. The same is happening in a digital world or material. PDF is fine. And of course, what the publishers can do are, of course, free webinars so people and teachers can learn from the experts. Us, as Express Publishing, we have the downloadable iBooks. I was telling you now, there is no need to purchase the physical book. You can have the complete book in front of your computer. We have the Express Digibooks. I'm very happy that there were some talks about gamification. This is the first gamified platform. Of course, this is just one basic feature. Is a Moodle-like platform that you can still communicate with teachers, parents. You can fully deliver your lesson through that, which I consider it a complete solution. And this is the gamification I was telling you before. I'm very happy that many of the speakers have mentioned it and talked thoroughly. One lady talked thoroughly from Russia about it. I totally agree. Now it's the time to practice gamification, because gamification can literally thrive in a digital environment. We're talking about 21st century learners. We're talking about digital natives, giving them this extra push through a badge or some extra points or some Harry Potter academic teams that we could divide the school so that they compete with each other, can make a very big difference to the Generation C, the video games generation. These are some of the clans that we have in our gamification systems, and you can have teams interacting online, competing online with this. These are the flipped classroom activities I was telling you before that can be, again, integrated with the rest of the lesson. There might be presentation skills in front of the camera, prepare a 2-minute video. I'm an ardent supporter and fan of TikTok, and those of you who have been following me may have seen this, from my Facebook page. This is the new generation, and now it's a unique opportunity to do this, and always integrated with our materials as well. Or draw a picture and think of a story, this kind of creative materials. And of course, there have been something like 37 different webinars that either participate, delivered, organized as Express Publishing, and of course, so many others from other publishers and other initiatives like this one, that they can definitely contribute a lot to the professional development. I think now it's time to develop this through remote learning. End of my timer, Ron. Thank you very much.